everyone, and welcome to another video of Eat Well with Allergies. So, last week I asked you whether you would like me to make cranberry muffins or a gingerbread cake. As you can see, cranberry muffins won with 22 votes and gingerbread cake was actually 8 or 9. So, today I'll be making cranberry muffins, and actually not next week because I'll be on vacation. The next video I do will be on a gingerbread cake. So, the ingredients you'll need is half a cup of butter. I'm just going wet to dry. Half a cup of butter, 2 eggs, 3/4 cups of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For the dry ingredients, you're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 3/4 cups of sugar. And for the cranberries, you're going to need half a cup of them. So for me, I used, this recipe is for dried cranberry muffins, but it doesn't exactly have to be cranberries. You can use dried, mostly any fruit. You can use dried blueberries, dried cherries. I actually have some in there, which I might use in the future. But since it's a cranberry muffin, we have a ton of dried cranberries that I have to use. So let me start my camera and we'll get started. So basically, you're just gonna basically combine the wet and the dry ingredients. So first I'm gonna mix up the wet ingredients a little bit, the butter, the eggs, the milk, and the vanilla a little bit, because the butter is still technically solid. So I'm just gonna whip that up a little bit. Okay, that's as much as I'm gonna get. Now I'm gonna put down the bowl and I'm gonna add the dry ingredients. So the sugar, the flour, the baking powder, the salt, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm just gonna mix. Now I'm gonna get a spatula and I'm gonna wipe down the sides of the bowl and mix again. Usually in baking, you always wipe down the sides of the bowl and mix again. It's basically a routine every time you bake because you want all the ingredients you can to get into it as much as you can. So I'll put that up and I'll mix it again. Once you get all the ingredients together, it's actually not that complicated a recipe. In fact, I just started mixing this 2 minutes ago and we're already done. So I'm going to stop my mixer view and I'm going to get this off. And as you could see in the other video, it's really silky looking. So if you don't have the butter softened already, you could put it in the microwave for a few seconds because otherwise you're going to get like clumps of butter in it. And I mean, that's good if you want it to melt or anything. Okay, that's just disgusting. So I'm just going to get all of the stuff on the bottom because usually my mixer, some of the stuff stays on the bottom. So as you can see, it's a really silky batter. So now I'm going to get my camera over here to show this. And I'm going to start. So now I'm going to add the dried cranberries, the ½ cup of dried cranberries. So I'm just going to fold that in. Actually, I might add a few more. So that's our mixture basically. You can see there are little bits of cranberry in it and all that. So set that aside. Now we're basically gonna get it on. So for baking a besides the mixer and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna need some muffin tins or cupcake liners if you wanna save yourself a little cleaning afterward. But I don't have any cupcake liners, so I basically greased it really well, like some spray canola oil or whatever, spray oil. So now I'm just gonna get a big spoon. I'm gonna adjust my camera so that I can do it. So I'm gonna wipe down my spatula, and then I'm gonna fill these 3/4 of the way full. So I'm just gonna get a big spoonful and see how much. These are basically, I'm just gonna fill them because these aren't really big muffin tins. So I'm just gonna fill them as much as I can. You don't want it to overflow, but you do want a good amount because you don't want this tiny muffin. You want as big a muffin as you can get without burning it. I mean, technically that would be correct. You don't want that tiny a muffin. So I'm just filling it about that much full. Still a little space behind because the baking powder will make it rise a little bit. So there we go. And I'm basically going to just fill them. And I'm trying to keep the talking up, but I'm running out of things to talk about. So I've run out of things to talk about. Oh, if you have any criticisms or comments on how I could make my videos better, have at it on Facebook or my YouTube channel. Have at it. Because I could always do better on some of my stuff, no matter what. Okay, that's the last one for the 12. Now, I'm going to go to the 6. So, we have two 12s, and I have a 6, but the thing is that one of them is a dark muffin tin, so it bakes the muffins more. So, I don't like that one as much. Okay, so I could get 2 extra muffins out of this. Okay, so there are my muffins, and okay, so those are my muffins. I have the oven at 375 degrees, and I'm gonna bake them for, wow, I'm really bad. I didn't say in my recipe how long to cook them for. Wow. Okay, so I'm basically gonna wing it. I'll start with 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, I hope I can find it in the other recipe I have. So, I'm going to start at 10 minutes, and we'll see where they're at then. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, I found the recipe that I originally used, and the baking time is actually 25 to 30 minutes. So I have to re-edit my Word doc on that. So that's 2 minutes worth. So I'm gonna do about 25 minutes on this, and we'll see where they're at then, because I would originally do 27 minutes, 2 minutes have passed. So I'm gonna add 25 minutes to the timer, and it will have initially 27 minutes in total. So recheck that. I'll see you in 25 minutes. Okay, so they are, I think, move the knife, hopefully, and yeah, they're done. So basically I just put a knife through the middle of a couple of them. Oh, they were done. Oh wow, that's going to twist them and get them onto these cooling racks. So, or you can just put a fork in them and lift. So I'm basically gonna, hopefully they're oiled enough. So I'm gonna twist them and put them on the cooling racks. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I'll see you at the end of that. Okay, so I have them laid out, and this is basically what one of them looks like. You can see there are little bits of cranberry on the bottom. They might have sunk, but they look pretty good. So I basically baked them for 27 minutes, and this is the lightest that they turned. So you could bake them a little more if you want a darker color like that. Those were baked in the 6, so they had more heat to them. But there's the recipe. Sorry for the confusion on the timing. So I'm not going to be making videos for the next 2 weeks. I will be doing a couple polls to determine scheduling and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I'm going to be on vacation. I'm not going to be doing any of this stuff. I will be making baked goods for fun. I'm one of those bakers who cooks for fun, for my family, but not recording any of it. So I'll be sending out some polls, maybe once a week, and adding them up and determining the order of recipes I'm going to do. If you have any critiques or anything that you think I can make better, referring to my camera or my editing or any of that kind of stuff, have at it. I'm up for any suggestions. Please comment, subscribe, critique, I guess is another one. Go to my Facebook page where you can find all these recipes that I'm using. Excuse me, my throat today is not the best. And all that kind of stuff. I do have a Facebook page. It's called Eat Well with Allergies. That's the name of my YouTube channel as well. So if you ever see this, go to the Facebook page and you'll see, hopefully you'll see the recipes that I use for these. So I'll see you in 2 weeks when I'll be making gingerbread cake. Bye.